Hey, high levelers. In this video, I want to give you 4 of the easiest ways to actually sell features within HighLevel to make it as quick and as easy as possible. Now, I've been talking about the first 2 are going to be my favorite, but these are the 2 that I talk to with all the people that sign up with HighLevel under me. My name is Ray O'Daniel. If you don't know me, I'm a HighLevel affiliate, and I help people use HighLevel to start their own business, to become financially free, get out of the rat race, and that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm going to cover 4 different business models here that I think are very viable, that work very well, that are proven within the HighLevel platform. And also, one of the things I do want to sit back and caution people that join HighLevel of what not to sell. Okay. Now, real quick, I want to start with the not to sell, and then I'm going to hop into the demo of the 4 different areas and features that you could sell easily, pricing models and things like that within the HighLevel platform. Now, I do a lot of affiliate calls with people who sign up under me that want to get their business set up with HighLevel. And what I see them doing is I see them all kind of making very similar mistakes. And that is they're trying to sell HighLevel as a complete software platform and completely change out the existing software for small businesses. And here's where I think that's a problem. And I think that's going to lead people to disappointment and failure for a couple of different reasons. Follow me on this one. Number one, if you're trying to talk to somebody about replacing their entire software stack, it's very hard. It's a very hard conversation because people have to have a lot of trust in you. They have to have a lot of faith in you. If you're a big name that you might already do this, or you already have clients that you're serving, people might want to do this with you, but it requires a lot of work. There's a migration process that needs to happen to come over, and a lot of things that need to move over from their existing software over to HighLevel. And here's the biggest problem with doing that. Even after you do all that, these are pretty much going to be small businesses that can have their entire business run on one plan, the $97 plan. Now, the problem with that is that if you're looking to switch that over, you don't have to charge them just $97 for the plan. You can charge them whatever you want, but the problem is that the people that you get that are just small businesses looking to transfer their whole money over, that's only like a couple of $100 savings. You'll probably, let's just call it 1,000 or something like that at the most. Those are the people that I wouldn't recommend targeting, because what you're looking to do in HighLevel when you're setting up these business models, and the 4 that I've got are ones that you could set up, boom, get done fairly quickly, meaning hours, sometimes days, or one of them might take a week or 2. But whenever you get it set up, it just works, and you start getting reoccurring monthly revenue month after month without having to do anything else for work. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. How do you get in, provide a service, solve a particular business problem? And then once you do that, I wouldn't say leave them, but once you set their account up, it just runs within HighLevel. It just works. Now you might want to check in on them once a week or something, or have your VA do that. But this is something, once you already have this set up, you can start charging people a couple of $100, $500, $800, $1,000 a month for, if you actually stack some of these services I'm going to talk about today. You don't just have to sell one. You can sell 2 of them, 3 of them. You can sell all 4 of them if you want to, and just keep adding more and more to the monthly revenue, as long as you're producing results for your clients. So without having to sell HighLevel as an all-in-one system, it's just too hard to sell, is my point. Getting in and helping people with certain business problems, solve those business problems quickly, have a setup within a couple of hours to solve their business problem, and then show that level of automation continues to work after you implement it. That right there is quick and easy to get done, and it's scalable. That's the biggest thing. It's scalable. So you can get a couple of people onboarded every single day easily with just one VA, or even yourself if you're doing this part-time. But you can do this, get people added, and then now you've got $500 a month from one client. Go get another one, another 500. And that starts to be cumulative. So as you start getting these clients, you set them up once and they just keep working, and you don't have to necessarily go back and spend all your time on them. Now you can focus on the new clients, implementing more people, getting more people set up, and billing them. So now that $500 a month becomes $5,000, becomes $10,000 quicker than you think. Believe it or not, just if you're dealing with services that deal with $500 a month, just think 20 clients, 20 clients, and you're making $10,000 a month. Now that's probably more than what you make already in your job. And how hard would it be to actually get 20 people to get signed up, especially if you do cool things and go to like group events where a lot of the people that you're trying to target are all in one group? Could be a network meeting, could be a chamber of commerce, could be a Facebook group. But once you have that particular group, you can go fish in that pond, forgive the expression, and sit back and just start pulling people out and getting them set up. So I've talked enough about that. Please don't sell HighLevel as an all-in-one system. It's possible, but it's a lot of work. And you can get in and solve specific business problems very quickly. Now, let me hop over and let's take a look at our first, which is going to be AI. AI is the big thing within inside of HighLevel, and it solves just a couple of simple business problems. 2. And I'm just going to put that 2 problems is all you're looking to solve. And these are the same 2 problems that every small business keeps having over and over. It doesn't matter the niche. Number 1 is not all small businesses can always answer the phone 24/7 to get customer information, to answer questions for the customer, and to potentially even book appointments. So that's the first problem that you're solving. Small businesses right now, the labor costs are very high to have employees. If you do have an employee, there's a lot of overhead involved with the employee. You've got to do payroll. You've got to deal with that particular employee's problems. Heaven forbid, if you live in a state where you get weather conditions and it's snowing, you can't make it to the office, you can't answer the phones. How do you handle all that, still be able to run your business and get appointments booked? That's where you end up using AI. This is the very main thing that I tell all of my affiliates to actually do. By the way, if you're looking to get signed up with HighLevel or do anything, there's a free 30-day trial link below. I give you a ton of stuff regarding AI to completely get your business set up. You don't even have to do anything. Just take the package of stuff I give you, install it, and you're ready to go in less than an hour. So I'm just telling you that right now, but let's move forward at least with AI. Now, when you're dealing with AI, 2 problems is all you have to solve: answering the phone and actually dealing with people who go to the website. Realistically, there are other things that you can do, but I'm trying to break this down to something very simple to just do 2 simple things. And really, if I had to choose between 2 of them, it would just be 1. And that is just setting up a voice AI agent that can actually answer the phone for people. That's it. You're setting up a voice AI, answering the phone. That AI is going to be trained. There's a little bit of work that goes behind the scenes based upon the niche that you're choosing to be able to sit back and get the appropriate number of frequently asked questions to be able to train the AI in order to do that. But once you have that once, you can continue to target that industry over and over again. So again, you've got the voice AI component, which is a part built into HighLevel, and the website widget. Now, what I want to do is I just literally want to show you, once you have your HighLevel account set up, again, if you want to use my free 30-day trial, please feel free. But when you come in here, this is how easy and quick it is to get the client set up. You're going to come under settings. You're going to come under phone system, and you're going to get a phone number within HighLevel, typically a phone number that's going to be somewhere within their local area code. Okay, and HighLevel has a lot of them. You just simply click on add number, add phone number, and they have a lot of lists here. You could filter, just simply say number, and you can just type in, 608, if that's an area code, and just say first part of number, and then apply. And then right now, when it goes to, it finds all the ones that have 608 area code in it, which is Lodi, Wisconsin. I just made it up, by the way. So that's just an example of how you can quickly find a local number, click on it, buy it. That takes about 2 minutes to get set up. Once you have that, you're going to come over to AI agents. You're going to sit back and, oh, by the way, a lot of people have this question. The phone number that you just set up, that's the phone number that you put on the Google business profile. Okay. They might already have an existing business number. Just make that number secondary and make the new HighLevel number the primary number for their Google business profile. That's it. So once you do that, the whole system, at least from their side, is ready to go, and you don't have to change their phone number. You don't have to do anything. You're only looking to intercept new customer calls that come in from Google. So you're going to come into AI agents. You're going to select voice AI agent. You're going to come here to the agent list. I've already got one created here because this is actually a demo account that I use, but I'm going to create an agent, and I could create a custom agent, which is what we're going to do. But if I wanted to, you could browse the marketplace and find lots of different AI receptionists that are for free. Notice that if you look here, these are all free. So you can find one that might be already fine-tuned to the specific niche that you're looking for. That may be one way to do it. Or if you wanted to, you could just simply come right out of the box, create a custom. When you do this, it's going to walk through just a couple step wizard. You give it a name. Let's just call it Office Manager. So here inside the custom agent, what we're going to do is just give it a name right here. And again, you've just got a few fields. I'm going to call this Office Manager. And here inside of Office Manager, it's going to bring in the name of the business. You could change it if you want to. If it doesn't match the account that you actually set up, you could change the language. You could change the voice on this if you wanted to. The time zone of where your client is, if they're not the same time zone that your business is, because that's what the default is. And then you can even change your AI model here if you want to, from ChatGPT to Claude to Gemini. It supports on the voice side. It supports all 3 models, but that's the only place where it supports all 3. Some of the other ones are just ChatGPT for right now. Now, likewise, you could change the message down here at the bottom, but it just says, hello, you've reached DigiGlobal Agency or whatever business you have set up. How can I help you? That's just a common greeting. You can click next. Here is where you can sit back. If you wanted to, you can program the AI. If you already have a knowledge base, let's just say we're dealing with landscaping. I could choose the landscaping knowledge base here to build from. And this is the file that the AI is going to read and learn. And this is where it's going to be able to get all the answers to the questions. Now, typically, if you're dealing with a client, you would have a conversation and get this. Or if you're already dealing with landscaping companies, you would already have that kind of a file ready, built from other generic questions that people ask for landscaping. Now, again, if you sign up using my affiliate link, I've got like a dozen or so already pre-built that you can just use right off the bat. And again, there's landscaping, AI, if you want to use this for your own business, massage therapist, pest control, dentist, HVAC, all these things are available. But this right here is what you would choose to let the voice AI to program it on how it's going to respond to questions and answers. Here's where you say, I want to get the name, the email address, the address, and then the context issue. So the address is good if you're landscaping, because you might want to look at a Google map of that address and see how big the yard is from the satellite view. That might be able to allow you to get an estimate. And then the context issue is not really an issue. Like an argument is just why they're calling. So you want to report all that information, and then the AI gathers all that and sends that over to the admin, which is typically the owner or whoever you want to have get those emails. So right now, you're going to simply select the phone number for whatever phone number you want it to monitor. And again, just think about this. If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 salespeople, they can all have their own phone numbers and all have their own voice AI agents if you want to. If you have a big enough client, you can have that with all of it. It doesn't just have to be on the primary business number. Now, here's one of the things that HighLevel turns on by default. I wish they wouldn't, but if you want AI to answer the phone directly, turn that off, because enabling that makes the AI agent a backup, which means it rings longer before AI picks up. That's all. So here AI will pick up right away if it's the primary. For this, once you select the number, you're going to simply click save. Once you click save, that's it. That is it. How long was that? A few minutes? And now you have the voice AI agent set up to be able to answer calls, collect information, and do all the things that it should be doing, and even potentially book appointments. Now, again, if you wanted to book appointments, you'd have to go and do the advanced mode real quick, and just to show you, because some people think that's really hard here with HighLevel, but it's not. You would just simply come into agent goals. You do have to switch to advanced mode to do that. You would click to advanced mode. Now here you would actually have access to the full prompt, to the agent's role, objective, and you can modify all of it or just leave it to the default where HighLevel does. But here's one of the things you could do. Click on new action, and under here, you can simply say appointment booking. And then here, just select whatever calendar. I have several. I'm just going to do demo request and click next. And then here it's going to say, okay, what are the parameters? I'm going to offer for the next 3 days, probably not, maybe the next 2 days. Then during those 2 days, how many appointment slots should I give per day? I'll just say 3. And then the hours between appointment, we could just do 1. We don't necessarily have to have it that long, but just how many days and how many appointment slots do we give them as an option over the phone? And again, the more probably isn't better. Probably over the next day or 2, and 2 of them might be just enough. But once you do that and click save, that's it. That is all you do. And now this connects directly with the calendar. That calendar in turn can be synchronized with all your other company calendars to make sure that it accommodates for any appointment you already have, and it checks for conflicts. All this stuff's already done, and the agent handles all of it. So that is how easy it is to set up a voice AI agent. If you're doing just that one thing, this right here alone, no kidding, $300 to $500 for just this one thing. Now, some people might be sitting up there and say, Ray, come on, man, that's bullshit. Nobody's going to pay for that. And I'm going to beg you to argue with yourself, to simply think about this. This is an agent whose job is 24/7 to answer every phone call that comes in. Even if the phone call, you get 2 phone calls at the same time, it'll pick up both of them. Okay. Whereas if it was a regular person, they would be on the phone with one person. They can't get the second call. They'd have to leave that to go to voicemail. And the person may not even leave a voicemail. And the office person isn't going to look at caller ID and call them back. They're not going to do that. So you just lost a client right there, or a potential lead. So this is where AI can do it 24/7. And here's a big kicker. A lot of people don't get this. If you're dealing with service agencies that have an after-hour call center, especially if they do 24/7 emergency service, how much do you think that call center costs every month? How much do you think? And I used to have a call center back in the day, but not like huge, but at least $150, $200 a month for them to live answer your call, gather the exact same information this AI agent is, name, email, phone number, what's your issue, address, things like that. It gathers all that information, and then they just forward it along to somewhere else. The good thing about HighLevel is that information goes directly into the CRM. Whereas a call center, it goes directly into your email, and somebody has to manually copy and paste that from an email into a CRM to follow up with that particular person. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of advantages of having an AI agent built into HighLevel that already has a built-in CRM system included with it. And again, how much would one person cost to manage this? If you had a person dedicated to answering the phone, let's just call it $10 an hour. So $10 an hour times 8 hours a day, let's just call it that, 40 hours a week, $400 a week, $1,600 a month. And I'm just generalizing here, but that's $1,600 a month for an employee that now has to have benefits, get set up on payroll, that has to call in. They could have exes, they could have boyfriends, they could have kids that get sick, they could have all these other things. AI doesn't do that. AI will be there 24/7. It can help reduce their after hours call for the call center and be there all the time. So $300 to $500 is not a bad deal. Specifically, just think about this. Think if it was a service industry that makes more money per hour. And I look at electricians, plumbers. If these guys are in the union and they've been in the business a while, they're insured, they're going to be $150, $170, $200 an hour is what they're going to be. And if they're answering the phone, even just 1 hour per day doing this, then now that's, let's just say $100 an hour. Let's knock their service fee down to $100 an hour, which is insulting, but let's just do it for easy math. $100 an hour, that's $500 a week, that's $2,000 a month. That person is losing every month because they're answering their own phone. See? So now you've got that savings on top of it. 500 is not that bad to save 1,500. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise you're losing that much money in revenue because you're answering the phone instead of working and making that much money in your billable hours. So that's just another example of how AI is so powerful, and it could solve a business problem quickly. Notice if you get this and you get this thing set up, how long did it just take me to do this? Literally, let's just say, go crazy, say 20 minutes to get the account set up, to get a phone number purchased, to get the AI configured and the appointment booking, to actually have a demo where you can actually put this in place real time, 20 minutes. You can do this in the same day that somebody agrees to your service. So again, this is just the power of AI. But likewise, having a chat widget on their website that could do the same thing is very powerful as well. So this is where if you want to come into, I believe it's under your sites, and you go to chat widget. Now, what do I mean by chat widget? If I go to, this is forgive the website, it's a demo website, but if you go to DigiGlobal Agency, this little thing down here in the corner, and let me move myself because I'm always in the way here. If you click on this right here is a chat widget that you can actually set up that will actually sit back and communicate directly with, again, this is one type of chat widget that's actually a call widget. So somebody could just simply say, click here to make a phone call, and that will actually call the same voice AI agent that we just looked at, where it picks up the phone, it'll answer it, it'll ask you all the questions. You can have that same system set up here, or if you want to, there are other chat widgets that you could set up. Here's all the different ones. You have an all-in-one chat, which is, by the way, my favorite. This includes WhatsApp, live chat, so you can have live communication back and forth and booking that direction. That can communicate through SMS if that's a better way. You can do Facebook or Instagram Messenger or DM. You can do it that way, or the voice widget that we just saw. But this way it gives them button choices, allows them to choose which one that they actually want. Now, here's the cool thing about it is this WhatsApp. So if you're dealing with customers that are specifically outside the US where WhatsApp is really huge, this is a game changer because this communicates directly with WhatsApp that's already integrated with their business account. And it's a seamless integration. You don't have to worry about SMS costs. You can add it very quickly. If we just want to click on WhatsApp now, I can't add this. Notice a little circle because I need WhatsApp service included in the sub account and I don't have it on this demo account. So I'm sorry. But here's one that you could pick. If you want to do all in one, you would just simply select that, come in here, choose all the different channels right here that you want. And again, you have to have social media connected to use the Facebook and Instagram, which I don't on this demo account. But this is what it looks like. And just simply clicking here and calling is a way to sit back and integrate and have the person who visits your website get their questions answered and book a phone call the same way as somebody called into the Google Business Profile. So right now, if we did this and followed this particular wizard, we can literally come here. If we just want to leave the defaults, we would click save, give it a name. This is called Chat Widget 4, and just click save. And then this is all that's necessary that needs to be done. And now a particular chat widget, if depending upon your website, here's the one issue that I will stipulate. If the websites that you're building are inside of HighLevel, then it's very easy to add that widget to the website. If it's outside there, then this is what you have to do. So this chat widget 4, if we were to look at this, notice that there's a button here at the top right, blow this up, get it for WordPress. There's actually a WordPress plugin for lead connector that you can use for that. But the get code button, this is if it's Wix, if it's GoDaddy, if it's somewhere else, and you just want to be able to add this widget to their external website, you would just simply click on get code, take this line of code, email it to them, send it to their web person. And who knows, you might even be the web person. That's actually the number 4 business model that I'm going to talk about is how to do website and website hosting. So if you're the actual website hosting, by the way, then you can simply have their website hosted, charge them $100 to $200 more per month for hosting and maintaining their website on top of the $500 that you're already doing for this. And again, wait to the website part of it because you can use a template. You can use any of the templates that I give you in my packages. They're called snapshots, but if you sign up using my affiliate link, you'll get all of those. But this right code is what you would copy and paste to their website. And then what would happen? The chat widget would show up, it would work and communicate directly back into HighLevel's platform, creating customers inside the CRM, booking appointments. And then once you have that, all the automations that you configure on the back end regarding notifying people of their appointments and things like that would automatically be done. So that's business model number 1. Now, the second business model that I really recommend to all of my affiliates that is niche independent is reputation management. How to sit back and actually send out Google reviews and respond to Google reviews automatically without the company having to do anything. Now, here's one of the things that again, this right here takes a little bit of time to set up. I would give this an hour. So come down here on the left-hand side, you're going to come into reputation. And this is the entire area that you deal with inside of this for sending out reviews. Now, when you ultimately send out reviews, this is where it can get a little bit complicated. But worst case scenario, there is a manual approach that you could have your client come in here and send out a manual request to the very first request that goes out to the person, and then HighLevel can handle the automation of sending that out and notifying people via email or text or things like that. But there's a manual way, and then there's an actual automatic way. So if somebody is actually using HighLevel for their business platform, and you actually have calendars set up inside of HighLevel for them booking appointments, then you could just simply set up automations based upon when an appointment is done. A workflow would say when an appointment gets done, wait 1 hour, and then send out these steps for a workflow, meaning send them an email with a link to the Google Business profile that's going to allow, and ask them to leave a Google review. Now, how do we do that? HighLevel has all this stuff built in, but I'm going to walk through this very quickly. This is just simply the dashboard saying how many total reviews that have been sent, invited, how many have been received, things like that. And these are sentiments, meaning basically if you take a look at all of them, would you say they're good reviews or bad reviews? So that right there, this kind of gives you a list of the average ratings that you have. Now, this isn't connected. This sub account is not connected to a Google Business profile. Therefore, it won't have any of the Google links that we're talking about here. I'm just going to show you where they're going to be at. But here's the manual request. Worst case scenario, if they're using another CRM system for this, then what would somebody would have to do? They would have to come here and click on the send review request button. They would have to come here and create the contact. Now, I'm already in here, but if they were in here already, you would just select their name and the phone number and email address would be here. And I can just simply click on the button down here. This is send review request, boom, and the review request would automatically be sent. And then you would have an automation set up within HighLevel that would actually notify them. I wouldn't do it any more than 3 times myself, but send them one right away, like after their appointment is over, maybe half an hour or an hour afterwards. But you could do that. And you can simply follow up. If they didn't reply back, then click on your Google review link, which by the way, inside of the emails, there are things called trigger links, which you could detect when somebody clicks on the link inside of the email. And if you do that, then that's a way of saying, hey, the person clicked on the link to leave me this. So then you could tag them and notify the CRM that they clicked on that link to leave you a review. That way you don't send them another review in the future. And your automations take care of all of this whenever you get it set up. So here's the request. If you go here, this will show you all the outstanding requests. You can also send a review request here. These are all your reviews that you would receive. So you have a list of all the reviews that you have right here. Here's one of the cool things with HighLevel. Again, this goes back to the website portion, but you can actually have a testimonial widget. You've probably seen them where it pulls the Google reviews from your Google Business profile and displays them on the website. This right here is a feature built inside of HighLevel that you can offer that to them as an incentive or bonus if they want to have their testimonials live, like you pull them live from the Google Business profile directly on their website. So if they get a new one on their Google Business profile, it shows up immediately on their website. You can do all of that just by here. Now, of course, this thing is flashing, which doesn't make any sense of why it's doing that, but this is basically what it is. You would create a new testimonial widget, follow, answer a few questions to determine how you want the reviews to be sent. Do you only want 5-star, 4 stars and above, things like that? Or do you want all the reviews posted? All that stuff is out there. And of course, whenever you do that, if you come in here to open this thing up and edit the widget, then this is where, whenever you come in here, you go to settings, and then there's this nice little code editor down here. Same with the website where you can copy this, send it to the website, a person. If you're managing the website, then you could just simply, there's actually a element built into the website designer for testimonials for HighLevel. So you could drag that right on there. You don't even need to copy this code. The only reason you would need to do this is if their website is external, like on GoDaddy or Wix or something like that. Then you would copy this code, put it onto the page wherever you want it displayed, and it would just start working. So listings, this, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to make any changes here to that particular widget. Now listings is something different. This kind of goes back to like internet directory propagation. So if you want to have HighLevel uses a platform called Yext to submit all their information to other third-party platforms. If you want to do that, again, I'm not going to discuss any more than that, just show you what it is. But here inside the settings, this is where the magic happens. So over on the left-hand side, you've got all of these links. So the reviews AI, this is where you turn on the automatic reply. So here you simply turn this on, wait time before responding. I just put 5 hours. If you want to put 3 hours, you could do that here. You can simply respond to any of the reviews that were already left. But here's where you can simply build your different agents. And these agents are pretty cool because each one of them can have a different tone. Some could be professional, some could be funny, some could be for 5-star reviews or more, some could be for 2 stars or below. kind of things if you want to actually reply to those. If you don't want to reply to those, you can actually capture these low Google reviews inside of a workflow and then notify somebody, hey, if we got a 2-star or 3-star or below type of review, then I want to sit back and have the workflow send an email to somebody saying, we got a bad review. We need to have somebody come take a look at this. So you can actually set this up to only respond to 4 stars and higher, or even 5 stars and higher if you want to. But this is where all of your response agents and then the tone of how they're going to respond, professional, funny, and so forth. So once you set this up, there's just a few settings. This thing just runs. As soon as you get a new review on your Google Business Profile, your HighLevel automatically detects it. It's going to wait 3 hours, and then it's going to reply back with something professional, customized based upon the response that person sent to you in the review. So it's not just going to be a blanket review. It's going to look at the response and actually make it custom for the particular person that left it as well. Now, it does take about 2 minutes to come in here in the settings to actually integrate and connect your Google Business Profile. This is actually up in here in the Launchpad area. I'm just going to focus on this for right now, but it literally takes about 2 minutes to log in and connect your Google Business Profile. Once that's connected, then HighLevel has direct access to your Google Business Profile and all of your reviews and can communicate back and forth. Now, whenever you do connect that, you'll actually get this review link. Now, there's not one here, but if you did connect it, you would actually get a custom little link that HighLevel generates that's actually that you could send out and use for your leaving Google reviews. You can send this out in text messages, you can send it on emails, but this is where HighLevel generates that. Or if you wanted to, you can create a custom link here if you wanted to. Now, here's one way of doing this. You can actually build your own SMS communications directly here within HighLevel. So if you're doing testing, I will let you know you do need to get A2P certified on the phone number that you're using for this. Just letting you know that has to happen like a year or more ago now, that everybody has to be A2P certified and to prevent spamming. But regardless, if you did do SMS, this is where you sit back and build the templates. You can just simply click on create new. You can create from scratch or select from some of the built-in templates. And these are some of the templates that you could just select from if you didn't want it. It's just a happy experience check-in, edit template. This right here, you could put a logo up here if you wanted to. You can add your custom URL here if you wanted to for your image. And then this is the message that gets sent out, and that's already included. You could just simply click on save. And now this is the message. It's already pre-built. You could send that out, and then this is how you would actually, inside of your automations, how you would get your customers to click on that text message if that's the way you want to go. Or if you want to use emails, you can come down here to email request. Same way, create a new email. Do you want to do it new from a template or import it? I'll just say create new from template. So this will come up here. It'll have a couple of different templates that you could use if you wanted to, which makes it very nice for HighLevel. So here, we're just going to simply use this. Click save. You would customize this. Everything in here as far as the customer's name, location information, the right review button, all of that stuff's automatically going to have the information filled in from the Google review link. You don't need to do any of that stuff. That's already going to be pre-built into HighLevel automatically as soon as you get your Google Business Profile connected. So here it is. Once you have this, you can actually include that inside of your email template. And then it even has WhatsApp requests. And here's the cool thing. You even now have a QR code. A lot of people don't realize how powerful QR codes can be, but you don't necessarily need to go to a third-party system to generate a QR code. So you can have a QR code where you can give this to your client. They can now make little leave behind business cards after they're done with their service work. They can leave that with the invoice or something. Just to ask for a Google review, they scan that QR code. It goes directly to the Google reviews. Boom, enough done. That's already configured. So you can have this already pre-built in here for you. You can actually take that. One of the other things I recommend people do is see if they can incorporate the QR code actually on the invoice itself. Feel free to a little section where you can customize your invoice. Feel free to leave us a good review if you had a good experience, and put the QR code right there that they can scan. And typically when they get the invoice via email, they can scan it on their phone and leave you a review right there. So that's another way they could do it. There's also a built-in spam prevention tool to HighLevel. Won't go into that because, again, we're looking at how quickly would it take you to get your AI business set up. Not necessarily fine-tuned, but how quickly could you get somebody set up to start doing reviews? And this right here, again, would take you, I've only been in here maybe 10 minutes or something like this. So I gave you an hour. You'd have to go and create a few workflows that can handle sending stuff out automatically based upon how your customer is, if they're using HighLevel or not. That's a big choice. But as far as the pricing on this goes, you can sell this anywhere from $250 to $400 a month easy. Now, the more reviews you get from somebody, obviously the more valuable it is to them. So this is where some people I know here have a couple different tiers. If you're dealing with a smaller business that, mainly do 5 service calls per day, if it's a single owner occupant, that person, you might charge them a little bit less for this since they're not going to be using it that much. It's up to you, but easily $250 to $400 to handle the complete Google review process. And here's one of the great things about this. Super cool. Even if these people have 500 reviews, okay, already, and you're coming in and you're just helping automate this process and getting them reviews without them having to do anything in the office, if they haven't responded to reviews that have already been left, HighLevel can handle that. Now, if you don't know this already, Google loves it when you use their platform. Specifically, when somebody leaves a review, Google expects the business owner to come in and leave a reply within a certain reasonable amount of time. If they don't, then it does lower you on the algorithm for your search, because they're like, people are leaving reviews, but you're not even using our system to reply to them and say thank you, or even replying to the negative reviews. So this is where you can sit back and have it HighLevel go through and reply to all those, even if you're just getting started, so they don't have to spend hours and hours going back, or anybody has to spend hours doing that. That's a really cool feature as well. So again, that's business model number 2. So again, AI, reputation management, those are the 2 I love to give to all of my affiliates. Why? Because it's niche independent. Any business you can use this for, and you can implement it very quickly. It's only a few extra $100 per month, and it could solve an immediate business problem right away. They sign up today, they're working tomorrow. That's how fast you're talking about this. This isn't weeks of implementation time. This isn't Zoom meetings a couple times a week to get this thing up and off the ground. No, this is you sign the paperwork today. I send you a payment link. You pay me for my services. Tomorrow it goes live and we start going. That's how quickly this thing can happen. Now, if you can do that and solve business problems and get them set up once for an hour, and then you don't touch that system, it just continues to work. And the next month you get paid $250 more for this customer. And then the other 20 customers that you signed up that month, you get $250 from them too. And now you're working on getting more clients because these other clients are working. Once they're set up, they're set up. So hopefully that makes sense. So let me go ahead and move to the third one, which here is social media management. Now, when it comes into social media management, this right here is called the social planner. Now, HighLevel has a tool. This is, again, something that it's not as easy to get set up because this does take time. I'm going to be upfront. If you do social media management, here's one of the biggest things that people that are currently creating content for social media and providing content and then emailing that content over to the owner, it's a complete waste because you can sit back and be making so much more. Right now, when you create content, great, you're creating content. Let's just say you make a few $100s per month off creating the content and you use AI to do all that. Good for you. But you're missing out on the monthly reoccurring revenue, which is the key to your business. You don't necessarily want one customer once a month that you're going to make a couple $100 off of, because you have to work for that. You have to create maybe one post per day, 30 days worth of content with images, or maybe you do videos and maybe you do whatever else. And then you're uploading that to their Dropbox or their Google Drive or something like that. And then they send you a payment and then great, that's done. But what if you can manage the entire process? What if the customer doesn't have to contact a content manager like you to create the content, then a posting manager or have one of their own employees take all of that content and load it up into something like Hootsuite or Buffer or something like that to schedule these posts out? What if they didn't have to deal with that? What if they just said, hey, I want you to create 30 days worth of content and post it on my social media. And then you can even do that and handle a lot of the automation, like doing things like keyword management on their social media posts. So if you're like, hey, if you want a free discount, like let's just do landscaping here again. If you want like a free estimate, or if you want a free cut for your very first visit, then just put free cut or something in the comment of this social media post. We'll contact you and your first cut is on us. So you can start doing cool things like that. Whereas in their existing platform of Hootsuite or Buffer, you wouldn't be able to do that because there's nobody sitting out there and monitoring those social media posts automatically. Whereas with HighLevel, you can integrate the workflow directly into the social media comment flow because it has that capability, and connect directly, pull that information and schedule that person, all using even the AI system that I talked about earlier. Remember when I first started, this is where you start dealing with service stacking. Now you could talk to one person that might need AI. You might talk to a different person that needs reputation management. But really, all companies need both. So once you sell them one, they can very well see the benefit of the other. So once you get in on any one of these particular ones, if it be social media, you can say, hey, we have an AI solution that can help you answer your phones, or a reputation management solution that can help you out with your Google reviews. And now you can start making hundreds of dollars more with 1 hour setup with the existing client. So this is how these 4 services I'm going to talk about here, you can stack these and make a crap load of money reoccurring every single month with just a few clients. Few meaning 15, 20. That doesn't seem like a whole lot, 15 to 20 clients, but you can make 15 or 20 grand a month from these people by providing these services and stack them. That is power. That's huge. That can be the difference between financial freedom and working a 40-hour-a-week job, or being able to travel the world and do whatever it is you want. That is the freedom of doing that with just 15 or 20 people. And you could probably do that in a few months, maybe even sooner if you're more of a go-getter. But anyway, social media content. Right here, this particular tool has everything that you would need, everything that's already included with Hootsuite or Buffer. It connects to all the major systems. So if you want to connect to the different platforms, Google Business Profile, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, take your pick, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, all those things are integrated with it. So you've got that capability. You've got an actual content AI system built inside of HighLevel that can help you generate images and text for the social media post directly into this tool. You've got approval processing. So you can upload all 30 of these for your customer, and then HighLevel will email that person. That person will then have to go look at the post to verify, to approve it if they wanted to. But that approval process is already built in. As soon as you post it, instead of posting it, you just simply say, submit it for approval. You select a drop-down list saying who approves it, and then click submit. And now HighLevel handles the rest. So if you're already creating content, turn that content into a business where you can provide an all-in-one service for them. They don't need anyone else. You could provide the content, which really is the most important part. And you could also provide the tool for posting and planning and scheduling and actually do the content creation, all of it within inside of HighLevel. So that is the third one. Now, how can you price this? Social media management is not cheap. Right now, creating content, even with AI tools, creating a post every day, even if you're trying to target specific campaigns, like I had said, the free cut earlier. So if you're trying to do stuff like that, takes time and planning. Now, if you already have the AI tools and maybe even an assistant or virtual assistant that's working to create those things for you, I would say probably at a minimum, if you're hosting and you're creating content, one post per day, at least $500 a month for handling social media management. And I think that's a bargain. You might even be able to push that up higher, because if they want to do multiple campaigns, if they want to do image campaigns on some platforms and video campaigns like on TikTok, that would be something completely different. So you can handle all of that themselves, charge them more, $500, $600, $700, $800. You do all of it. Okay. And just one customer in their business would be enough to cover that entire expense for the month just by having social media get one customer, which, by the way, it's probably going to be a lot more than that. So if you ever want to do this, creating social media, even if you outsource this to a VA or something, could be a beneficial way of adding $500, $700 a month in recurring revenue to your client. If they're already doing it, just ask them if they want to provide that service. If they're already paying for AI and they're happy with the service, and you're talking to them on the phone about, hey, do you ever post to social media? Do you want to start looking at doing that? Or, hey, we already have a social media. We're paying these other people about $1,000 a month to create content, post it for us. And you're like, really, $1,000 a month? What if I could do that for you for $600 a month on the same thing? And I will handle exactly the same thing they can as well. So you're already saving them $400 a month. That would be a great way, a conversation to have whenever you're talking to them about their AI and how well it's performing, to simply ask them some of these other business questions and cross-sell and stack these services. So I'm trying to give you some ideas here, man. Smash a like button if you're learning some stuff here. If this is good stuff, smash it, leave me a comment, and just let me know if this is awesome. Let me know if you already know this, and just let me know if you have any questions, because I answer all my comments. Now, the last business model that I have here is websites. Now, this is a real problem, because if you go take a look at certain professionals in any given area, probably half of the people do not have a website. You might get ones on the first page, some of the higher ones that pay for ads and things like that on Google Maps. But if you start scrolling down a bit, you're going to see people that don't have a website, and they've been in business for years. The problem with that is that if I'm a customer and I go to Google Business, Google Maps is searching for people, and they don't have a website for me to look up questions, as a consumer, I may just pass on them, because I'm looking to see, can these people handle the problem I'm looking for? So let me go take a look at their website to just see if it's professional looking. And if it's professional looking, then if you go there, guess what? If you're dealing with AI, you would have an AI chat widget that can interact with them right there on the website that can answer their questions. So again, if you're dealing with AI and you sold them that, then you might even want to sit back and look at hosting their website themselves. Maybe they did it themselves. Maybe they paid somebody 5 years ago to create a website and they need to update it and they've never touched it. And now you could be the AI person and the website person that can do all of it together. So again, HighLevel has that already pre-built in here. And the cool thing about HighLevel, you get a limited number of websites. So if you come here, you want to go to a website, one of the cool things is you can't start from scratch, but why do that when there are so many different templates that you could choose from, depending upon the industry? So if we're dealing here and we want to come here and just search for landscape, just start typing that in here. Here's 3 templates that we could use right here. Lawn maintenance. If I wanted to, I could preview what this template looks like. So here's what I get. I can just simply use this. I don't need to create anything else. And for this, 95% of the work may already be done. You might not need to change anything other than some of the pricing that you see here. You might need to change some of the buttons, claim your offer, or see our services, put a phone number. But this right here is how you can build a website very quickly put their logo up in here, and now you've got a website inside of HighLevel. Now, here's one of the cool things about this, because if you're using a template, you can build this thing so cheaply. Literally, you can offer them a free website if you want to, if it doesn't have to be extravagant. If it's just like a one-page site or something like that, that has all the stuff on one particular page, that really is just some information, an FAQ page, their phone number, stuff like that on there, you may already have a template that you use for them and just say, I tell you what, I already have a template. If this looks good for you, I could just give you this website and then we'll start hosting you at $150 a month. Boom. You're getting value right away. The website could be set up in a matter of hours online and a matter of minutes after you get it set up with HighLevel and have it go live. And now all the other things like the chat widget, very easy to integrate with the site because it's built into HighLevel. You now have another income stream every month because now their website is with you. And anytime they need to make a change, you just say, hey, if you need to make a change, send us an email. We'll make the change for you as part of your $150 or $200 hosting fee, whatever you want to charge them. So if you do want to sit back and build a larger site, you can build it with a consultant, outsource that to somebody that really knows how to build websites. Me personally, I can honestly say I don't like doing that because of the time frame involved. It's not quick. And it's only one time. So me personally, my approach to this, and this is just my opinion, okay? I know people say I could be leaving thousands of dollars on the table. I could have a setup fee. I could charge them for the website, and this could be thousands of dollars. If you want to do it, go for it. But to me, I would much rather say, here's a very basic website that looks professional. I can have it put in place in an hour and have all of your information up in there. And I start charging you $150. So in 1 hour, I can have your website set up, $150 in my pocket, and now another $150 next month whenever I bill you for it. And I'm not setting this thing up or doing anything else with it again. Versus if you have to build it, now there's going to have to be several meetings involved. What do you want your website to do? Give me an example of the website that you want. You now have to meet with a contractor that's going to outsource it. You have to sit back and build a proposal with them, get a bid for it, and you have to do all this other work. Why? Be quick, scale quickly, give away the website, collect the money right away, get the money next month, every single month. $500 for AI, $500 for social media management, $250 for Google review management, $150. Do you see what I'm saying here? $1,200, $1,300 a month from one particular client because you're solving several business problems, from AI to leading Google reviews to handling all their social media platform, content creation, driving traffic, handling lead generation and appointment booking, all into managing their website. So they're happy. They're happy to pay you that much every month. And once you get it set up, it's a paycheck every month. Boom. And I guarantee you, if they're going to be using all of these services and multiple services that you're using here, it's going to be very hard for them to say, no, we don't want to use you anymore. We want to cancel all of our services. It'd be too much of a business change to do that. So anyway, that's just my opinion. These are another service you can have. You can do unlimited websites in HighLevel. You can also have WordPress if you want to. So if you don't necessarily want to use the HighLevel, if you do want to use some of the more advanced WordPress features, WordPress plugins, and some of the more advanced stuff to build stuff, you can host HighLevel. Keep in mind, there's an additional charge. I think right now at the time, it's $10 that HighLevel charges you for hosting the website. So you'll just have to include that in your subscription of $150, or you might make $140 if you're using WordPress. But these are the business models that are very quick and easy to get set up. And once you're set up, when I say quick, a few hours to get set up, and they pay you every single month. This is what I recommend to my affiliates. These are the type of quick wins that I recommend, and not trying to go out and sell everything that HighLevel has. Okay, it's too hard and too much. Solve very specific business problems that these businesses are already paying for, and they'll pay you the amount of money I've told you about in this video. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, smash the like button, leave me a comment. I always appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me, and have a great day. Bye-bye.